Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Land of Doom. And this 1986 film was directed by Peter Maris and stars Deborah Rennard, Jarek Dohan, and Daniel Radell, among others, of course. The story of this movie involves this woman as she is trying to survive in the Land of Doom, which is the post-apocalyptic world of Earth. And there is this warlord, and he has destroyed her town. So she's just trying to, survive in the wasteland. Along the way, she teams up with this guy, and then, together they try to find redemption and hopefully even defeat this warlord. Will they, though? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this movie. So what works with it? Well, I gotta say the second half of this movie is quite a bit of fun. It is from the 80s, and it's got all of the 80s cheesy stuff that goes into this one. It has 80s music, which is really only introduced in the second half. They even have I don't know what it is. It's like a stinger or something that I absolutely loved. It's the first time you really hear 80s music. I'll clip it in here for you.
Fergus, one of Slater's prime maniacs. He's the one over there.
And so that was the moment that I knew that this movie was taking a turn for the better and just kind of ratcheting up that cheese level. And there's so many other cheesy things as well in this one. The costumes are great as well. They're all very Mad Max inspired. But, for the post-apocalyptic world, what can you think else other than, Mad Max level stuff? And they have all kind of dirt bikes and motorcycles going around. And they're all kind of tricked out with these fake facades on them. And I don't know, I absolutely love them. I think people are going to look at those and say that's terrible. But at the same time, I love just seeing them, bounce around on these things and barely even be able to control them and, almost fall over half the time. And I don't know, it's just so cheesy and corny. So it has all of those 80s things that you do come to love from, the post-apocalyptic 80s genre. And so all of that is definitely in there, just in the second half. And there are other things that just go along with this 80s genre. They have the villain, and he's, again, right out of the 80s. He's got this Phantom of the Opera mask type of thing going on. And he's quite the character. And what else? Oh, they end up having lots of explosions in the end, too. So you can see that they're using all their budget. They don't blow it up all halfway through. And so they do wait until the end to actually have, a real climax and a real big battle at the end. So all of that stuff definitely works. That makes for an enjoyable second half. Other than that, the characters are pretty good. With the main two characters, the man and the woman, you get into them. The woman has definitely had some trauma done to her with the post-apocalyptic world of Doom here. It is such a way where, the bad guys are just out there to do sex crimes and pillage at these villages. And so she is very kind of standoffish to every man that she meets, and understandably so. You certainly get that throughout the whole thing. The main guy, he does start off with kind of a tenuous or rocky relationship with the woman, but he grows on her and he grows on the audience as well to get involved. What else? Oh, they have a little buddy that they kind of meet and then drops out, and then they meet up with him again. And so he's an interesting character. He's lots of fun by the end. And you do get involved with the bad guys as well. They're corny as hell, of course, but you do come to enjoy them. So there's lots of good things in this one, as long as you can sit through that first half. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, as I mentioned before, it's the first half. It's such a downer. It's such kind of a traumatic experience for the woman. With this one, it actually opens with these marauders going to her town and just committing sex crimes to all the women and killing all the men. And you're just this is not really what I want to be watching in a fun movie, right? And it just is brought up over and over again. Her trauma is persistent. She's really ready to slit anybody's throat that even touches her. And understandably so, the post-apocalyptic world where society kind of breaks down, people are going to do these things. It's an unfortunate truth of society, but she's doing her best. And unfortunately, that does come across as very heavy and kind of stressful for the audience that way. And I think that will turn quite a few people off of it. You watch the first 20 minutes and you're not really into it, you turn it off. So that will hold some people back. Other than that, everything I said in the good half really only starts in the second half of the movie. With the music, there is really no music, no at least 80s music until I think it's like the 47-minute mark with this stinger thing. It's really weird, but at the same time, like, you know, you're in for a treat after that. It's just a matter of getting to it because the music is so bland before that. The characters are so downers before that. It really takes some investment to get to the good part. So as long as you can sit through it, you know, it does get better. And lastly, the main hero of this film has this like black triangle on their butt. And every time you see it, it's very noticeable, very distracting as well. It's like, is there any like normal pants that she could wear? I guess not. She has to wear this black triangle butt pants. I don't understand it. And so it's just one of those things where every time you see it, it makes you question the choices that they make. And so, yeah, some other weird things in this one that take away from the whole experience. As for my recommendation, well, if you like 80s stuff, this does get much better with the music and all that costume stuff, at least in the second half. So if you're willing to sit through the first half, then totally press play on this one. I think you can find it on YouTube and Tubi. As for a rating, well, I'll give it the okay score of 4. I certainly think the two halves kind of balance each other out to become a 4, because it was really just okay with that in mind. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.